Welcome back. The news today that Australia, the government, will recognise a Palestinian state at next month's UN General Assembly meeting. Joining me live now, Shadow Cabinet Secretary Andrew Wallace. Thank you for your time. There were conditions placed on this today by the Prime Minister. What have you made of the move with the conditions?
Well, Tom, the announcement that the Prime Minister has made has raised more questions than it has answers. These preconditions that the Prime Minister has set, such as the demilitarisation of Gaza, so effectively the surrendering of Hamas, the return of the hostages, the establishment of free and democratic elections. I'm sorry, how is all this going to happen between now and the 9th of September when the United Nations General Assembly meets? So they're not preconditions at all unless the government is serious that it thinks it can actually achieve these things. They are not preconditions. They are a hope and a prayer that these things will ultimately be achieved by the Palestinian Authority and by extension Hamas. But what happens if they're not? What happens if the Palestinian Authority is unable or is unwilling to meet those preconditions, either before or after the 9th of September when the UN General Assembly meets? So I'm none the wiser. I don't understand how the Prime Minister can say these are preconditions by which the Australian government will recognise a Palestinian state, but I don't think anybody really expects that that is humanly possible. It'd be nice, it'd be great to be able to have the hostages returned by today or tomorrow, let alone a month's time. But Hamas has consistently refused to surrender. They've consistently refused to hand back the hostages. I don't know why they're going to change their mind.
A lot of nations have changed their sentiment on this. Is this partly Israel's fault? It's such a high-tech country that's capable of so much, and yet it claims it couldn't possibly deliver more aid to avoid the humanitarian crisis happening in Gaza.
Well, Tom, I think all Australians have been rightly very upset at the scenes that they are seeing in Gaza of a humanitarian crisis. But you know, the aid is starting to flow. It should have happened much sooner, in my view. And I think that Prime Minister Netanyahu is I think, hopefully regretful that he's taken the action that he has. But they seem to now be allowing that aid to flow. But we've also got to be realistic about this, Tom, and that is that there is absolutely no doubt that Hamas has been interfering, hijacking that aid as it's come in. Now, they've been selling it at exorbitant rates.
I want to pick up on what you said there, that you hope the Prime Minister is regretful of how that played out. What we know he's not regretful of is the expansion of West Bank settlements. Has that undermined a two-state solution as well?
Well, look, Tom, the Australian government and the coalition have consistently been of the view that a two-state solution is the most appropriate way for a lasting peace. We don't resile from that. But I tell you what has happened, and that is today the Labor government, the Australian Labor government, have walked away from a bipartisan approach that we've had for decades, and that is a two-state solution arrived at as a result of a peace process, that no doubt the United States would be taking a very important role in. And the United States themselves are saying that this announcement today, along with that of France and Canada and the UK, is actually going to be deleterious to advancing the peace process.
Got to keep it short. Bit happening, but Andrew Wallace, appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.